No free ads.
That's my guy. They have you do that at the Pids game. Can bring water in, but take that label off. Be responsible,
I love that. I love good no free ad. Just standing strong on no free ads.
Exactly. They don't want. Yeah, you can't pan to the crowd and have some Evian bottle.
Oh my god! Don't even say that, bro.
I shouldn't have said it. Damn it all! What am I doing? Truly, Ryan.
What's wrong with you? Redact that. Yeah. Make sure that doesn't make it into the audio version.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Dre, this weekend featured a really sad moment for me.
Oh no! Tell me.
Yeah. So, as you know, mostly thanks to you, I've become a huge UFC guy. And I've reached full addiction levels. On Saturday, gosh, I can't even remember what I was doing during the day. Oh, but yeah, the Broncos game. Jeez, that was forgettable.
Yep, it was.
And afterwards, Allie was like, "Oh, maybe we can just chill and watch a movie." And I was like, "Yeah, for sure." And then as we were eating dinner, I just saw an ad on TV at the restaurant we were at. No free ads for what restaurant I went to, but it was really good. And I was like, "Oh, I don't know how to tell you this, but UFC's on tonight." And in the moment, I felt guilty because I was like, "Man, it's such a weak card." I feel bad about doing this when all the favorites are heavy favorites, blah blah. Right. So I was wrestling with it. Got home, just chilling. Allie got into a TikTok rabbit hole, and I was like, "All right, I'm clear to just watch UFC then."
Nice.
And then, of course, maybe the greatest knockout in UFC history happens in the main event, and I had no one to talk to about it. I didn't know who to text because you're usually my guy. I texted you, and right after I texted you, I remember you said "Oh God, RK is gonna be texting you about UFC while I'm at the Rapids game."
Right.
So then I'm just spamming I'm in the Madden chat, "Hey, anyone watch that UFC?" I just needed someone to obviously you see the reactions on Twitter, but I just wanted to talk with someone about what I just saw because it was legitimately one of the most shocking events I've ever seen in sports, straight up.
Yeah.
I described it on Twitter as a team being down 28 points and scoring a 29-point Hail Mary on the last play. That's essentially what happened. This dude, what is his name? Leon Sanders. No, Leon
Edwards.
Damn. Sorry for the disrespect, Leon. This dude, Leon Edwards, was legitimately done. He was done. He hadn't done anything for 2.5 rounds. Down to what everyone says is the best pound-for-pound fighter in UFC, just getting walloped, dude. He was being taken down at will and then just pinned. He wasn't even moving around. My boy Herb Dean had to say a couple times, "Hey, let's work. This is boring." And then out of nowhere, drops the left kick to the dome, knockout. I've never been happier about losing a parlay. Our parlay was alive and well at that moment. And actually it wasn't because
Mulan.
Mulan
screwed us. I was kind of pissed at you by this point because I thought it was an easy dub. And then that happens, and I was kind of excited myself, even though I gave Usman to go the distance out on the show last week.
Yeah, I was too late. late to get the women into my parlay, so my parlay was still alive.
Oh, wow.
Um, and I just didn't even care. I was just happy. Like, it was one of the most incredible events I've ever seen in sports. I don't even think I can do it justice by talking about it. The way that you have to understand is to hear the call leading up to it, which is just
Yeah.
Joe Rogan and Daniel Cormier just roasting Leon Edwards for being like,
Mhm.
this guy's he's just throwing in the towel. All he wants to do is make it to the last buzzer. Like, this is kind of sad to watch. Blah blah.
Yeah.
And then bang, drops him. And like, Joe Rogan had to watch the replay like 100 times after the fight. He just kept being like, "Can we see that again? Can we see that again?" Because he was just like still in shock.
Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, his shin and like plant of his foot just took out like a quarter of his face. Just insane. And I mean, not too dissimilar to how the Rapids game ended, where the Pids dominated and just packed it in the final minute, only to get tied up at the death. The INI devastated, sitting together. Three generations of Simones devastated. But that's sports for you, bro. That's why we stay
Grandpa was
engaged the
there.
whole time. My mom and
Oh,
daughter. So it's bookends on
okay.
my side. Three generations, dude. Not
Wow.
bad.
Yeah. Last thing I'll say is, who's the third guy that calls the fights with Rogan and Cormier?
Oh, yep. He's the guy who probably went to broadcast school. I
Yes.
don't know his name, but I know who
Damn,
you're talking about.
I feel bad not knowing his name because I'm about to pay him the ultimate compliment. I think that trio is the best
Great
broadcast
trio.
booth in sports.
Great trio. Yeah.
They're so good, dude. Like,
Hmm.
their energy, their excitement over the fights. Say what you will about Rogan's podcast, but just on those calls, those guys are, I would say, flawless. Like, it's as
Yeah.
good as it
Yeah.
gets when watching sports, and that adds a lot to those
Hmm.
broadcasts. Like, it almost makes the pay per view itself worth it.
Yeah, it really kind of closes that knowledge gap that we have, right? Is just having those guys on the call. And yeah, say what you will about Joe Rogan, but the comedic chops and the fact, it'd be like if Mike Tirico was training to be a center, like in his spare time,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
and could share those insights. It's very good, very good.
Yeah, it was great. Okay, let's get into our big threes tonight. We have been handed a blessing by the betting gods, which is a Monday night football game in August.
Bless.
Like, that's as good as it gets. So thank you to the football gods and the betting gods for collabing on this one.
Yeah.
And let's bring it up. All right, here you go. I'm going all football all the time. To be
Mm,
honest, I don't really think there's
incredible.
any other sports happening tonight, so I'm kind of trapped here. Um, there's
Well,
only three things you can bet on in this entire game. We're betting on all three of them. And it starts with the one I'm most confident in, which is the under
ugh,
38. Um,
nonsense.
oh no, not a non-sensor.
Yeah,
I can't take overs on these shit quarterbacks. I just can't do it. I know it's
I
come back
know.
to bite me a couple times.
I know.
But I'm just gonna keep going back to the well. It's kind of like a sunk cost fallacy at this point. I
Yes.
don't care.
Yes.
You go to the same slot machine enough times, you're gonna hit the jackpot eventually. Um,
Mm,
so I'm taking the under there and the under in the first half. I really hate these quarterback rooms, especially with no Zach Wilson, and I don't think you're gonna see that much Flacco. So that's my big thing is that they're not gonna play Joe Flacco a bunch. I don't think, just because of who they have. Like, you can't get injured now.
mhm.
So I let under 38 in the game, under 20 in the first half, and then I'm going Jets money line. I had to make
Nice.
a play. I had to make a pick here. I don't think the difference between these two teams is significant at all, um, and I'm gonna take the Jets here.
I
This one's
love
at
the
really
first
great
half
value.
under. I love the first half under. That is great value on the Jets, who I do think are being underestimated. Both these teams 1-0 in the preseason coming into this one. Both scored over 23 points in the last game. And Zachy Wilson being out, to me, and we can go to my big three, is a selling point because Not a fan of Zachy Wilson. Big Mike White guy. Reservoir
Mm,
Dogs, he would have been Mr. White, and that's just adds to the legend. If we were in New York, I would be pushing hard for that shirt. A Mr. White Reservoir Dog inspired. So I like the under 20 to start the game. These are going to be slow starters, but I just think garbage time. We're going to see a lot of points, and yeah, as bad as the offenses are, I think the defenses are just as bad as well.
fair enough.
Um, so I'm going with the over. I'm tap. I miss him dearly, big market D line, as he's you know uh,
Affectionately known.
mingling with our people in Serbia, kind of taking the big market D line label off one Serbian native food at a time, as he explores Sombor right now. So I'm tapping into that with some baseball picks. By the way, when I jumped in on this over, Ryan, it moved before I could even submit the pick. I always like to be in the direction the movement's in. But anyways, Maxi Scherzer, ever heard of him? Hitting this prop at a 2-to-1 ratio, and we know he's a big game hunter. He's taken on the slumping Yanks. Had to learn the hard way about the slumping Yanks. Shout out to our guy K Gauze, the rap god, who K'd him 7 times in my
Ooh.
Friday pick. Needed that one with Uzman blowing it. So yeah, give me Maxi Scherzer over 6.5 Ks. Very modest. And then Ryan, something we know is Chicago baseball because we follow those guys from CHGO. They're on our
Wait,
timeline. Yeah, tell me.
really quick. I just realized we had a non-censor the other night with the rarest of outcomes. We both lost.
Whoa, what was the non-censor?
I had under 4.5 rounds, and you had to win by decision.
Holy
And it went
shit.
over 4.5 rounds, and he lost.
Dang, that's insane. Yeah,
There was literally a 2-minute window in the whole fight where we could have lost that, and it happened.
that's insane. I mean, you really never see those like last minute Ks.
No.
Um, it's Leon Edwards or like Derek Lewis gets lucky with a freak KO. But back to the struggles of Chicago baseball. Cards very much in the hunt. Cubs not so much. So give me the Cardinals in that great rivalry out in the Midwest, and boom, there you go. Big three. Feel goodish about it. The ones you feel goodish, not great about, are the ones that always hit. So
That's
that I
true.
feel great about. Yeah,
That's true. You feel great about feeling good-ish.
exactly. Exactly.
All right, Trey. Let's remind the people about good old DraftKings Sportsbook, where you can get in on
DraftKings.
all this stuff. Bet 5 on any college football matchup or any college football line. You could take Buffs over 3.5, Rams over 5.5, or sorry, 3, not 3.5. Rams over
Mhm.
5.5. Um, Rams searching for the first time since 2017 when they've won as many games as the Buffs in a season.
Wow.
They're favored to do that this year. You can bet on either of those or anything else, and you'll get $200 in free bets. $200 in free bets, which is a fantastic deal from our friends over at DraftKings Sportsbook. Just remember to use the code DNVR when you sign up for that incredible deal. And you can get in on all the other great things going on at DraftKings. Again, check it out. DraftKings Sportsbook. Use the code DNVR when you sign up. Look at this new graphic. Must be 21 or older. Colorado only. New
Whoa.
customers only. Minimum $5 deposit. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. Boom.
Um, you talking about the Rams reminded me of this. Scott Frost essentially bragging that his O linemen are puking during workouts. That's how tone deaf and idiotic that man is.
Tone
Um,
deaf is the perfect word. I couldn't believe that when I heard it.
absurd. Jake Schwanitz just naturally kind of stuck that into the draft pod, and I was like, oh my god, this guy is such a buff already, doesn't even realize it.
We need a nickname for Jake. I don't want to be saying his full name all the time, but there's a
It's
lot of
true.
Jakes running around out there, so we got to
All
come
right.
up with something fresh.
How about
Um,
Schwan, man?
the Schwani.
Oh, oh, the Schwani. I love that. I love that.
Dude. Do you remember Stump the Schwami?
Never in my life have I
Oh no,
wanted to be a fat, obese nerd like when
wait,
I
wasn't
saw
that
people
actually called
stumping the
Stump the
Schwab.
Schwab? It was a different guy. The Schwami is Chris Berman, right?
Yeah, yeah, you're right. But
The Schwab was a different guy.
the names are real close, and everyone knows names give me a hard time. Met, Yaya's new bride, his wife, and butchered her name a couple times. So really
Isn't she
embarrassed
also
myself.
just Yaya?
That God, I could have used that advice before embarrassing myself. Yeah, yeah, that sounds
It's
about right.
Yaya and Yaya. It's like a amazing. It's
It's the
amazing
greatest
cop out.
combo. Yeah.
Yep. All right. What's our dilemma of the day, or do we have one? You never know. Our Monday Night Football lock. All right, Trey. Well, we've got a non-sensor. We've got three options. Or no, actually, I didn't bet on the spread. It's the one thing that you could bet on. Maybe that actually leads us down the right path. Is it Jets
Oh,
plus 4.5?
now we're talking. Yeah,
Because
I
we
think
both like the Jets. The money line is obviously extra juice, but at minus 110 for plus 4.5, that might be the move.
I really am convinced Arthur Smith, there's just some weird money laundering stuff going on. I don't think the Falcons are invested in his success as a coach. I don't think he's invested in his success as a coach. I shouldn't I shouldn't think this way, but he comes from like a billionaire family, so I kind
Uh,
of think this job doesn't matter as much to him as others. Um so
yeah,
yeah,
like
I smell something fraudulent going on around there. So yeah, give me the Jets spread. Good thinking, Ryan. Good thinking.
a
I
lot of a lot of coaches are like, yeah, like uh I grew up, my dad was a coal miner in West Virginia, like we were scraping by paycheck to paycheck. Some nights we only had a loaf of bread for dinner. And like Arthur Smith's like, yeah, like my dad owned a coal factory.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I don't what's he even doing coaching football?
I don't know. It's kind of I actually kind of have to go the other way and say I respect it because coaching
Mm.
football is a shitty job.
Oh, the shittiest. Yeah.
Like it's that is not the quality of life that comes along with being a football coach is way down. Now, obviously, I'm not comparing it to actually hard jobs,
Right.
um,
Right.
because
Sure.
you're getting paid millions of dollars.
Uh-huh.
But in terms of like things you could do while you're rich, coaching football is very low on the list, except for like maybe high school football where you're just like, oh yeah, I want to like fuck around and drop cool plays.
Right.
You want to like you want to enact my strategy that the lateral is criminal used in football. I'm like that makes sense,
Right.
but I have to respect him for like being willing to put the work in, unless he doesn't put the work in and he just coasts by. I don't know.
Right. I mean, I you never see a second year head coach and they're like, we just downgraded at quarterback. Have fun with it.
Yeah, oh well.
Yeah. We don't have a plan in place. You'll probably be
Y-
fired by like week 6. Don't worry about
We got Marcus Mariota. He's fast.
it.
Some Madden shit.
Yeah, like Dre was a big fan in his 2013 big board, so have no fear. We're good.
We're good. We're good.
What?
Um, yeah. Won't catch me coaching football when I'm rich. Tell you that.
Oh, indeed. When these bets hit, right, Ryan?
By the way, three birdies for your boy on the back nine yesterday. Um, should have been four. I had an 8 footer on 17 that I just missed by
Oh,
a quarter inch. I've only had four birdies on one half of the once ever, but I shot one under on the back. Notably, had a better score yesterday. Maybe a slightly different golf course, maybe not. I had a better score yesterday than Colin Morikawa. Um,
so Colin didn't
what,
get it done for us, huh?
bro? He comes into the day three off the lead, goes bonkers on Saturday. I think he shot six under on Saturday.
Yeah.
You want to know what he shot yesterday, dude?
I probably don't, but you should tell me for the sake of this podcast.
He shot 79.
What?
Yes. I had to triple take the leaderboard because I forgot to pay attention at all during the day. And so like at the end of the tournament, I'm like, all right, oh okay, we didn't win. Wait, where's Colin? Where's Colin? I scroll down, I'm like, what? Scroll back up. Where's Colin? Where's Colin? Just don't see him. He had fallen all the way, like way down.
Oh,
I don't know what the hell happened to him.
that's not the Colin I know. The Colin I know, if he's in the hunt coming into Sunday, that's where everyone's in trouble.
Yeah, just starts tossing darts like he's at a British pub.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, that's a Ted Lasso reference for
So
those who
yeah,
don't get.
I picked up 4 stroke on Colin yesterday.
Oh, damn. But good for you. I'm proud of you.
Thank you very much. If I could have just hit driver well off of the front 9, I probably would have had a chance to have my best round of my life. But
Dang, bro.
alas, I could not get off the tee until the 9th hole.
I mean,
10th hole.
again, we joke about live, but a few more rounds like that, I think you're getting the call.
I mean, if you could have seen the darts I was throwing late in that round, Liv would have been interested.
Hmm. I don't
And
doubt
tell
it.
you,
I
I'm
don't doubt
interested
it.
as well.
No doubt. No doubt.
There's mutual interest between both sides. All right. There's also mutual interest in ending this show right here. Got some hard outs
Mm.
to abide by. So that's going to wrap it up for us. We will catch you tomorrow on DNVR Bets Daily.